Hello. I thought it would be easier to explain this speaking and doing a short video. So I'm going to try to explain the difference in subtlety of length and how the receiving ball impacts your kind of the angle you want to hit your length at. And how good players actually prefer hitting the ball when it's already kind of tight to the side wall, so they can kind of hit the ball flush and right beside them, and it's easier to actually keep that ball running parallel to that side wall. And when it's actually away from the side wall is when it's a little trickier, where someone like Shabana, I think, was so good at picking that angle that would run into the side wall. But let's take a peek here on this video, and I think it will be easier to understand. Okay, so this is me hitting a few forehand drives the other day. Let's see how I do. That was loose, that was okay. Okay, so that was easy right out of my hand, but here we go. Okay, so you see that angle of that shot, that maybe looked okay, but it wasn't too far from the cup, but I started hitting it away from the wall, probably 2.5 feet or so, and it ends up here. So if I was playing somebody and they tried to retrieve that, it actually wouldn't be anywhere near the side wall, right? It would be coming back away from the side wall. So even though I was close to hitting the cup, which is what I was doing, just aiming for the cup, that's actually not my target if I was in a match here. Getting that loose ball, I would want the ball to be running more parallel and getting tighter, right? Just like a drop shot. So if my opponent picked up the ball, if they were under pressure here, that I wanted being tightest when they would be making contact with the ball, right? And they wouldn't be making contact right when the ball bounces. They'd be making contact with it, hopefully, not at all, but if they do, hopefully later on, closer to when it's going to bounce the second time if they're under lots of pressure, or more near the peak of the bounce. So let's take a peek at a couple more, see if I can have another example. Okay, so you can see that one, the ball was already tight. So that's what I mentioned earlier. Like if the ball's already tight, it's actually fairly easy to keep the ball running tight, especially on the backhand. Okay, see, that ball was already close to the side wall, so it was very easy. It's easier to keep that ball straight. Except for that one. Okay, so here I have a lot of angle. Okay, so if this was a match, this is an amazing opportunity to play a perfect angled drive and get it kind of dying into the back corner. So your opponent, again, they have to give you the whole front wall, so you know they're going to have to clear out over to here, right? So you have a lot of space to hit an attacking drive into. So let's see what I do. If I aim for the cup, that's not really a great target if this was actually my shot in a match. Okay, so I hit the cup, which is, wow, great shot. But again, if this was a match, the cup was not my target, right? Because I actually prefer to get that ball getting tight later. Okay, so try to picture where the shot actually would bounce after if it didn't hit the cup, right? And so it's coming in here and it's going to come back away from the side wall. And maybe it's okay, maybe it'll take the pace off. Maybe this is such a loose ball, it would still be a winning shot. But I would be aiming more a few inches to the left of this, probably at least 3 to 4 inches here, and then having it go in tighter. So the ball is going to stay further and make it that much harder to get for your opponent. And I think that's one of the things that makes length so subtle when you watch the pros play, that they can kind of change their length and make adjustments by a few inches, you know, side to side and forwards backwards, so they get their length not just dying in the back but also getting tighter. And I think that's where a lot of amateurs don't really understand it and have trouble trying to do that. It just takes a lot of control. So hopefully that helped and clears some things up and is easier than me just writing a few sentences. So yeah, I'll post this on YouTube and you can come find it. And yeah, let me know what you think. Thanks.